So basically, guys, tonight we're going to be talking about our growth journey and having that patience, and how can we cultivate that patience when we live such a fast-paced life where we're seeing so many other people having so many different experiences than us. And sometimes we get into that mindset where we start comparing, right? We start seeing, oh, well, why does this person know exactly what they want to do when they were 3 years old and they knew what they wanted? You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, that's just not the case for everyone. So,
Hmm. That's very true.
so I'm really excited about tonight's conversation, especially because I get to share it with Jovee.
Yay, thank
Um,
you.
she's someone that I really, really admire. She's a woman who has navigated so much change with so much grace, confidence, and love, really. She's full of love, she's full of light, she's full of encouragement. And recently, she's been walking through her own season of learning her patience through that growth and changes in her life. So I thought she'd be the perfect person to bring to talk about this topic, because she just sometimes, I know it's not easy because you share that it's not easy,
Mm-mm.
but you make it look possible and achievable. If that makes sense.
Oh, well, I'm
Um,
glad. Thank you.
yeah. So I'm really excited to have you.
Yes, I'm excited too.
So I'm wondering, have y'all in the chat, have y'all ever felt like your progress was taking too long? I could definitely say it's taking long for me.
Yes, for sure. And just let me know because I could start talking. So I don't want to talk too soon because I'll start talking.
Oh, you're good. If you feel called to say something, say it.
Well, I could say a lot. Um, because with when we're talking about having patience through a growing season, because we have to think about how many growing seasons we have throughout our lifetime. There's so many different transitions that we go through. We go from, transitioning from a baby to a toddler, from a toddler to a child, from a child to a preteen, from a preteen to a teen, to a young adult, to, now you're a person in their 30s, and so now I'm 43 and I'm still going through transitions. And so when we talk about patience, I don't think, I think patience, you have no choice. You have no choice but to have patience, because that's the way life works. And we all know that comparison is it's a one-way ticket to depression. And you have to like appreciate your uniqueness and your own journey, your own mindset. You have to appreciate your own stuff, like the bad and the good. You can't keep looking at other people's windows because then you're not living your life. You're too busy being a peeping tom.
Hmm. Yep, I love that. Hey, Crystal. So, as usual, you know how I am. I'm a little extra, so I like to break up my topics into different parts.
Yes, I love that.
So, let me let y'all know the three parts that we're going to be talking about today. Part one is going to be why patience feels so hard in this fast paced world. Love that.
Hmm.
And then part two is the gift of slowing down. So we're going to talk about slowing down and how can we use that, even though we're like wired to like not slow down.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then part three is just trusting our own timeline, that we have our own timeline and that that's okay.
Hmm.
Um, so starting off with part one. So we live in a culture that really highlights social media. Hello.
Hmm.
Reels, that instant gratification, that quick fix, right? So social media shows success really quickly. Like
Yes.
we see it all throughout. Every time we scroll, we see something great. But it doesn't necessarily show the seasons of that growth and that learning and that
Hmm.
patience that you had to do to get to that success.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of want to talk about that, and I want to talk about how sometimes that pressure that we put on ourselves because of that comparison, it starts building, right? So when we feel like we're behind or we haven't hit like certain milestones, 9 times out of 10 it's because we're comparing ourselves or because we have this like pressure that not necessarily anyone's putting on us but ourselves,
Yeah.
um, or that people are putting on us.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions for you.
Oh, okay.
Um, under this topic. So, have you ever felt the pressure to speed up your growth or reach a certain milestone faster than it felt natural to you?
Um, Absolutely. Not just a certain milestone, but just all kind like milestones that's probably not within my own goal list. You can feel that pressure from family to, let's say, go to college. Everybody's going to college. Like, when are you gonna do it? Or what's going on with you? What do you got going on with your life? And that can feel even more pressure when it's coming from your own family member, and you feel like you have to, live to their expectation. So, a lot of times when I was younger, my mom used to, and she didn't mean to do this, but it didn't feel good to me. What she would do is she would introduce us by our accomplishments, basically. Like, this is my daughter. She's in her junior year in college, and this is my other daughter. She's in this amazing scholarship program. This is my son. He's about to graduate high school, and this is my daughter. She's working full time. She's got a kid. And I was like, why can't I just be your daughter? Like, why does everything have to come with like an introduction to accomplishment? So that's one way that I have felt pressure, just more like younger, trying to reach a certain milestone and feeling like I had to do it, or that I was less than because I didn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's big right there.
Yeah.
That feeling less than because you didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sucky because as a parent, I've noticed that in myself where I'm like, I'm so quick to be like, oh, this is the strengths that my kids have.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't think about the pressure that you might be putting on them to feel like, oh, well, what if I don't feel like that?
Yeah. Or what
It's
if I'm not
driving me
as good as
I
my
don't feel
sibling? Yeah. Well, maybe
right.
that's my strength. So yeah, that feels very pressurizing, and I can definitely get it too because I'm so proud of my kids too. Like, my son's playing basketball, my daughter is just, but I have to do it because my daughter is very good academically. My youngest daughter, she's just like excelling academically, where my son is like excelling more sports wise, and my daughter is going to school. She's going to be a chiropractor, but even though they have individually these great things going on, my son and my daughter my son might look at my daughter and like, well, I'm not excelling like she is academically, and just totally disregard the fact that he's this amazing like athlete. So I try not to do that. I try to be like, oh, this is my son, this is my daughter, because I'm proud of them,
Yep. That's so true. I'm going to read a couple of the comments. Crystal said, yes, right now in my life, it's hard balancing so much with my 3 young kids and just my own goals and achievements. But this season that I'm in is different for me, and I have to embrace and enjoy it. I love that, Crystal. I know you're busy. I know that's right. And then Nika said, wow, a different perspective. Oop. Karen said, oops, all this tapping, I accidentally sent that. Oh, it's all good. Okay, nice. So I have another question.
Okay.
How do you personally navigate those moments when it feels like you're falling behind compared to what you might see other people doing?
That's a good question. I kind of just honor where I'm at in life. Like, people are afforded other opportunities. People are afforded different, just different opportunities by way of who they socialize with or what may interest them. I don't know. Like, the comparison thing is kind of the issue. I think stop looking at the other person completely. Because right now I'm 43 and I'm still at home, but I'm looking after my mom, and my kids are having this opportunity that they may not have if we were on our own and things like that. So it's like, I have to honor where I'm at right now and not look at myself less than. If anything, I'm just as great because of what I'm willing to sacrifice to make sure that the other people in my life have the best opportunities afforded to them. So Like, that's just how, I got friends who have like a house, a husband, and kids, you know what I mean? And I'm single, I live at home, but there's a reason for that. There's a
Right.
reason for that. I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to be here during my mom and doing what she's got going on, for my kids. And so I just honor where I'm at because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And that's universally. And, that's just what I believe. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
I love that. And like you said, if you weren't doing that, you wouldn't be able to support your kids in certain things that they want to do
Hmm.
because you'd be tied up trying to get a house and do this
Hmm.
and do that, and
Hmm.
it's so expensive nowadays too.
Right.
And you never know, this time with your mom could also be something really special for you guys, you know?
Yeah. And it has been. It has been. It definitely has. Like, when you get older, you don't realize that, your parents are getting older too. You know what I mean? And so my mom just recently got diagnosed with Parkinson's, and like, I I'm blessed to be able to be here and help her with what she needs to be helped with. And so if I compare myself to what my other friends are doing, well, my other friends, their parents don't have Parkinson's. You know what I mean?
Right,
Or
exactly.
I'm glad that I have the opportunity here to even be here so I can get my financial situation in a more stronger, or build a more solid foundation financially. Like, it's a blessing for me. And so again, that's why I don't do the comparison, because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. I love that. I know for me, I've definitely been guilty of the comparison. For me, it's not necessarily about like, I don't know, like success or anything like that. It's more tied to body image. So
Mm.
like I noticed certain like if people are like the what do you call this? The new medication for losing weight
Oh,
and stuff like that.
GPL-1s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like that topic triggers me so bad because I'm like I want to do it my way and I want to try to do it, not to say that there's anything wrong with people doing it any way that they want to, but I'm really trying to like do it, prove to myself that like I can do this, right? And every time that I see a commercial or like a beautiful woman who has a beautiful figure or has lost the exact amount of weight that I want to lose, like every time that ad comes across, I'm just like, oh my God, here we
Yes.
go. And then I start to compare. I'm like, well, maybe if I did do it, I could lose it quicker and
Hmm.
I could be there. But then I'm
Hmm.
like, no, 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 no. That's not what you want though.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like that comparison starts to creep in and starts to make you question your own goals and your own like what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's so easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When what it is really is a change of perspective, right? So a lot of women, I don't think we honor what our bodies had to go through. We only see the version of ourselves of how we used to look, or what may be deemed attractive, or whatever reason we idolize a certain body image that we have in our mind. We don't give our bodies credit for carrying babies full term, for
Facts.
pushing out
Yeah.
babies. We don't give our bodies the credit for feeding babies. We don't give our bodies that credit for yeah, like our hormones changing, especially as we get older. The fact that we're not just battling food, we're battling hormones. We're battling PMS. That, like, we don't give ourselves any break because all we see is that we want to have this certain body image. And I think for women, it might be easier just to first, you know how they say, in order to get more, you need to be first grateful for what you have now, instead of
Yeah.
saying, I want more, I want more, I want more. It's more so of, I appreciate my body for doing what it's doing. I appreciate and love my body now. These are the things that I want to do just differently, and fall in love with that process, because the intimidating factor is the comparison. Like, I need to look like this. And by the time you try to look like that, you actually get to your goal. You look nothing like how you thought you were going to look. You look nothing like it. I'm like, I think I'm gonna be as curvilicious. No, straight down. I'm a railroad track.
Yup.
Nothing like I thought I was gonna look. So yeah, it's
Ay.
about enjoying the journey. It's about separating what people think you should look like, or what, because what if it's subconsciously working on your mind that you should be this way, really, when you should be thankful your body carried you through all the stuff it had to carry you through, and then you could just enjoy the journey of like trying to get toned, trying to get fit. That pressure kind of relieves itself, you know.
I love that. I needed to hear that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
like you said, it's the social media, like, and it's so
Yeah.
quick and so microwavable, and nobody. All you do is you cut, you edit, you paste, and you make something look a certain way. That's
Yeah.
it's all that is making something look a certain way.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna look at these comments real quick. So Nika said that's so honest, Karina, the fact that you could talk about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. Let's see. Ashley's here. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Thank you, Nika, for pushing the likes. Thank y'all for everything, honestly. All y'all are liking the like. And then my sister said that was so beautiful to you, Jovee.
Oh, thank you.
And then Crystal said we need to do a body and self worth topic one day. Oh my God, yes, Crystal. Crystal does a lot of fitness stuff, and she just finished having her baby, so she's been really like open about that process of like getting back to that body that she had, previously, but still honoring the body that she has now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with either. Like they're both beautiful. Like and like you said, Joey, I love how you made it seem like like start focusing on what your body has done for you already.
Hmm.
Like it's done so much for you. It's gotten you to today. So
Yep.
just keep honoring your body and maybe change some things in your diet or do your exercise, but stop putting that pressure.
Yep.
I love that. I definitely needed to hear that.
No, for sure. It's about.
Can y'all hear me okay? It just froze for me.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, sorry. Um, so kind of like what Jovi said, like real growth is seasonal. We've talked about like different stages in our lives that we've gone through and how each season like requires some type of growth. And of course, with that growth, we need patience. So just like plants, we don't bloom in every season, right? So there are like times where we're like planting, and I know you like this because you're a plant lady now. I love that. So there are times of planting, there's times where we have to water, there's times where we just wait, and then eventually you have that harvest, right? So I kind of wanted to put it in that perspective because I know that right now you started a new journey in plants. Can you tell us a little bit about how that has impacted you? Because I know you've just seemed so alive when you like post about it and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of curious.
Oh yeah. One of my mini projects. Um, it's taught now that has taught me patience. That has definitely taught me patience. And just because you put a seed, it's important also to know just because you put a seed in the ground doesn't always mean that it's going to bloom. Sometimes you got to start all over again. Sometimes it doesn't work, and you say, okay, next season. And so, yeah, it really taught me calm. It taught me patience. It taught me like excitement. I would be so excited when something did happen or
Yeah.
something did bloom, so exciting. And it's just as a result of your hard work, your love, your patience. Um, and when we're talking about also comparison and having patience, it's like there was no comparison comparing my garden to another garden. It was none of that. It was just all me. It was all of
Yeah.
what I put into it. It showed me what I didn't put into it. And you take those notes and then you apply it to next time. And like next time, I'm going to do it this way and that way. That's the magic of learning. It's the magic of learning. It's just, yeah, the patience was awesome. And along with patience, it teaches you calm as well. Like, okay, I just have to wait, and see what happens. And I don't
Aw,
know. It was really cool. I really enjoyed my gardening experience for the first time this summer. It was great.
I love that. Because it literally sounds almost like what you said before about having patience with your journey. Like everything you said, you're like, it taught you like the excitement about when you finally see something happening and like the wait and having to learn that patience and the calm that comes with it at times too. But then knowing that you're finally seeing that, like at the end of the day, you're gonna see the growth and you know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then taking
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that just didn't work and replacing it with a new plan. So that's pretty awesome because you can translate that for life.
Oh yeah. It just because you go at some people think, oh, if I do it and I do it with all this intention and I write it down and I do it just perfect, something should happen. Well, that's not, it's just not the case all the time. Like I could follow an ingredient to the T and that will come out nasty sometimes. So it's just like, okay, what could do I scrap it? Do I want to try it again? It just depends on how dedicated you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. By the way, y'all, Octavia's in the house. Octavia
Yeah,
said I also like to. I know my twin. That's my astrology twin. Literally, we have like
yes.
I think we have all three the same. It's crazy.
Yes.
She said I also like to rationalize with myself. If I'm not willing to change, it learn to accept it. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys so much for the likes. She said we almost got 5K. That's pretty awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. And thank you for everyone on my end too. I appreciate it.
Oh, they're giving you love too. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much.
Just yeah, just comments and likes and I appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Okay. So part 2 is the gift of slowing down. So I want to remind you, and this was really hard for me. Slowing down is not failure. And the reason why I say that is because I always felt like if I wasn't pushing, if I wasn't running towards something, then I wasn't strong enough. Like maybe I don't deserve the success if I'm not willing to put in the work, right? But sometimes you need to slow down to get the success, right? So it's how you start to notice like certain opportunities that you would have missed if you would have been running, or certain lessons that you needed to learn, or even redirections that you would have missed because you're rushing, right? And a lot of the breakthroughs that we're searching for come in those like in between seasons. Um, and that was something that took me a long time to learn because I was trying to, Aries, they say we're what, the bulls? Is that what we're called? The rams?
Oh yeah, Rams.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how I was for so long. I was like just like I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I'm gonna get to it no matter what. And
Yes.
then it wasn't until I was forced to slow down because this is the thing with life. If you don't slow down, it's gonna slow you down. Like
Oh, absolutely.
there's gonna be a time where it's gonna be like, all right, Karina, that's enough. Sit your butt down, and you need to learn. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what happens. And I feel like in those moments, that's when you start to realize, oh, like it's okay to take a break. It's okay to sit down. It's okay to have a journaling moment. It's okay to listen to music and just relax, right? Um, when we're on this go 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 mentality all the time, um sometimes we're just overstimulated and we just can't receive anything, right? So I have a couple of questions for you, Jovi, in that sense. What's something valuable that you've learned during a season where you had to wait or you had to slow down?
Um, well, there's a lot. There's a lot. I've The reason why I say it like that is like when you say go 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 go, right? We have to ask ourselves, what are we rushing to? Because once we get to the end, what's at the end? You know what I mean? The fun again, bringing up the journey, is in the actual journey. That's when you're meeting your
Yep.
connections. You are exploring, finding out. That's where the excitement is. The end is after all the work is already done. Just like the end of life. Like we're all rushing, oh, I can't wait to be 21. Oh, I can't wait to be there. I can't, girl, that if we get any older, we're gonna be in that grave. That at the end, that's the end. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think slowing down and being present, I was able to listen and hear people. You know what I mean? Not just be like, oh, okay, okay, okay. I got to do this. I got to, okay, okay. I'm able to really engage. I'm able to be present. I'm able to slow time down when I am acting more in the present than always like going to the next thing, going to the next thing, going to the next thing. Sometimes we have so many goals and so many tasks that we don't even celebrate the pivotal points that we've made it to. I'm doing now what was on my goal list 5 years ago. And now I'm already saying, oh, this is my next goal. I'm nothing because I haven't reached this goal without even celebrating the fact that I prayed to be in the same position that I'm in now 5 years ago.
Hmm.
So if you can't slow down, if you can't take a moment to actually assess where you are and how you met most of your goals that you wrote down maybe 5 years ago and celebrate that, and you're always going to the next, then you can't, where is the, how do you celebrate? How do you connect? How do you,
Hmm.
appreciate the things that you've done? You don't. You're just moving next. I've been able to have a more genuine relationship with my children, a more genuine relationship with my siblings. Um, I'm able to just, again, slow time down when I'm not in
Hmm.
this rush. I can sit down, like do things that will actually slow time down. And that would be like painting, something that you have to take your time with, coloring, something where you have to sit down and focus for a certain amount of time.
Yep.
Learning how to slow time down is actually where the vibe is. You know what I mean? Because that go makes time go. Next thing you know, you 80 years old. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's so true. That's so true. And I love that you said that there's like activities too that can help you because I know there's some people that say, like for me, it took a long time for me to be able to meditate. Like I never thought that I would be a person that can meditate. I was like, oh, ain't no way. Like I can't even stop thinking ever. Right?
Yeah. So how do you do that? How
I
do
I
you
did
slow
I
your
started with yoga because to
Wow.
me yoga I was like, oh well, okay, I can relax, but I can still think and like but at the end at it's like you do the yoga and at the end is it called shavasana or something like that where you lay down flat and they have the music and she's like talking to you and telling you think about this and clear your mind and only focus on this thought. That was the first time I was ever able to focus on one thought at once. And when
Oh
I tell
wow.
you, I felt so light and I felt like I heard myself so much, even though it was so quiet, it was the weirdest thing. And I was like, oh my God, I need to do this again. So
Yes.
then
And I
slowly
know
with
you're
that,
really relaxing in your body too. Cause like when you let go
yeah,
of all the random thoughts, you can feel the tension kind of release.
no, it was crazy. Yeah. Like I felt,
Mm.
I don't know, like lighter, if that makes sense. Um, Yeah, it was great. So now that's like my thing. I'm like, okay, if I get too crazy, I'll either do yoga or like a guided meditation. Because for me, I still can't do the quiet meditation. Like guided helps me because I can focus on the
Yeah.
person speaking and they can
Yes.
guide me where I need to go, right? So yeah,
I
that's
love
helped
that.
me for sure.
I love that. I need to get into meditation. I mean, I do try, but
Yeah.
I also have to have it guided, or I'll have like this. There's this woman, she's called a chantress or something like that. And I have the wildest meditations. Like, it's so crazy.
Mhm. And sometimes I'll
The
just let my
images.
mind go to where it wants to go. Yeah, because you can't. I
Yeah.
mean, there's only so much we could do with the ADHD brain, you know.
Right. Exactly. You see that thought coming like, please stop. I'm trying to think of nothing. Please.
Octavia said slowing down also helps me hear my thoughts. Crystal said I've learned that it's God's timing and you have to trust in that more than anything. Otherwise, He will humble you real quick. And then she said, slowing
Yes.
down sometimes can really speed you up in the right way. And then she said, ooh, amen. That she did that when you was talking for sure. You was preaching. And then let's see. Octavia said sometimes slowing down reveals your distractions. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then Karen said
Word.
slowing down helps me recover and it helps me enhance my ideas or charge or change accordingly. Yes. I love that. Thank y'all for engaging so much.
Yeah.
And Nika said ADHD. Yeah. Yeah. We got this.
ADHD. I
And
just
yes,
got the
Octavia is the
I'm like,
meditation
okay,
master. She
okay.
needs to
Hi,
teach a class.
Lily. Hi,
Octavia.
Lily. I love Lily.
Aww.
She just joined my live. She's so amazing. She's very supportive.
Aww.
I'm happy to see you too. She does live, so yeah. Hi,
Aww.
Lily. Just want to say hi, girl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Lily, if go ahead
Um,
and send me a DM and I'll follow you. So we can support each other. We can
yes,
share each other, yeah. For sure.
yes, for sure.
And yeah,
I'll
Octavia is
forward you.
she's gonna start her business. We have spoken it into fruition. She's gonna teach people how to meditate online. That's gonna be Octavia's new
Oh, that
business.
would be so dope, Octavia. That's a great idea.
Sorry, Octavia,
That is
that was
really a good
our idea
idea.
for you. Oh,
Yes.
she said, "Child." Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I have another question in regards to this part right here. Do you think slowing down has ever protected you from something you weren't ready for yet?
Yes, but you have to be very aware, you know what I mean? Because imagine it's the morning time and you ever heard of like Murphy's Law? So you leave out, you forget, damn, I left my keys in the house. I run and go get my keys. And then you come out again, you're like, my lunch. And you go get your lunch. And then next thing you know, your cell phone's upstairs. And you're like, if I go in this house one more time, I'm calling
Mhm.
out. But then you realize because life is slowing you down, circumstances are slowing you down. You missed an accident. You missed something like that's why I say you gotta believe and trust in your timing because things are happening that you don't even realize. So yeah, I think sometimes slowing down it can really help you. You just really have to have a balance because not everything you can slow down with and
Right.
not everything requires you to be so fast. So it's just using your discernment and even like when you're driving. I don't know why I keep going to driving because I have anxiety, so I do feel that push all the time, even in the most smallest ways in my life where I'm like, even in traffic, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get there. And I have to stop myself and be like, why are you rushing? I'm like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, let me just enjoy the drive. You know what I mean? I don't have to be so tense. I don't have to rush to get to where I'm going. Just like relax. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm
But
bad
thank
with
you,
driving
thank you
too.
for your hearts. Yeah, right. It's just like, girl, where you going? You ain't got nothing planned. You
I
going to
know.
Dollar General? Like, what are you rushing for?
No, sometimes I have to put like calming music when I'm driving because this is the thing.
Good
My foot
idea.
gets heavier the better the song, right? So it's like if I'm listening to some good music, I'm gonna be going 80, okay? And I don't even notice. I'm just like, driving. And then I'm like, hold on, you gotta slow down, girl. You gotta slow down.
That's an
It's
Aries
crazy.
stuff. That's Ram right there. That's an Aries stuff right there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh my god. So
Yeah,
embarrassing.
common music is really good though. That's a good idea. I'm gonna try that driving.
Yeah. But then you gotta be careful you don't get sleepy. Cause then it's like, then I'm like, I'm too sleepy now. I'm too
Yeah,
relaxed.
you gotta find a balance. Something to give you a little something.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Ay, ay, ay. Crystal said, yes, absolutely. There's some lessons in slowing down. God could be teaching or protecting you from something. And then Octavia said, to me, that's God's nudge to remember your lessons sometimes. Jovie makes a really good point, too. Yep. Yep. And honestly, sometimes, like you said, I feel like an intuitive nudge too, where it's like God's like, relax, Karina. It's not that deep. Or like, slow down. Why are you rushing right now? Or why are you doing 20 things at once when you could just do one at a time? Like, you don't need to do all that.
Right. And if you hear they say in order for you to talk to God or even your ancestors or just your intuition, you need to slow down. You need to be quiet. You need to hear that answer. You need to feel that answer. And if you
Yep.
just keep going, you're not listening to your instincts, what your body's trying to tell you, what God's trying to tell you, what whoever's trying to, guide you. You're missing that guidance completely, because you're like,
Mhm.
squirrel, So it's like there's so much that can be learned in slowing down and just being present.
And I love that word too, present, because sometimes I didn't notice until I started slowing down how much I wasn't present at times. Because it's like my mind was like, even though I'm physically here and I'm looking at you and we're talking, we could be having a conversation. Like, a third of my brain is thinking about what I'm going to do when I get home after work. And then the other third part of my brain is thinking about what I need to do for the business, or what do I need to do once the kids go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being able to just be like, be quiet, just be right here, right now. It really does help so much, because then you don't have that like overwhelmed, overstimulated feeling when you move on to the next thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's been a big deal.
So how how do you like? So you just tell yourself this. I also find like writing a to-do list where I'm not juggling everything in my mind. I put it down so it doesn't have to be circling. I got to do this. I got to do that. Because like I told you, my daughter celebrated her 21st birthday. I been knew her birthday was coming, but I
Hmm.
didn't stop long enough to say, "Oh crap, my daughter is turning 21, and that's a huge milestone," and really
Right.
give her that moment. Like, this is, wow, you made it to 21 and you're doing such an amazing job and you're turning into a
Hmm.
such a beautiful adult. Like, it's just, oh, her birthday's coming up, okay, check. So my daughter's birthday's coming up, and then I have to do this thing for work, and then I have to do that. You don't really acknowledge it because you're not really present in that moment. It just becomes
Yep.
something that is checking off.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I do alarms for like the daily stuff so I don't forget. That way I
Mm,
can feel like I'll feel comfortable in like relaxing in one task. And then I know
yes.
that I know this alarm is going to remind me, so I don't have to worry about forgetting.
Yes, that's great. I do that too with Alexa. Because
Yeah.
I will cool. I be so focused at work.
No, I get
But
hyper
yeah, no,
focused on one thing and then nothing else exists.
exactly. That's a
Yeah.
great thing. I like that tip.
Yeah, so that's what I do. Them alarms, and then like you said, to-do list. I had to do that yesterday when I was planning out like stuff that I want to do for October. I was like, why are you doing this to yourself right now? Just write it down and then move on.
Write it down and move on so I can be
Yeah.
present, so I can be with my family and I don't have to keep circling. Like you said, I don't have to keep circling in my mind. Like, I'm supposed to be eating dinner with my family. I'm like, oh, don't forget, you got this. You got to make sure you don't forget this. And
Mhm.
okay. And you have that also, that thing too. And did you wash those clothes? Because you get, you know what I mean? So it's just so
Yep.
distracting.
Mhm.
It's so
Yep.
distracting.
Exactly. So, I kind of want to do like a little summary on this. So basically, um, the slowing down is like the big thing, right? So that pausing that we do when we're in that growth journey is just helping us prepare ourselves, right? It's like preparation for what's to come. So that's when you're like building those skills, you're building your character, and you're building that clarity that you need to get to your growth and to get to that end of that journey, whether it's a goal, whether it's something that you've been working on, like school, a career. You can put this in so many different aspects of our lives. Like Jovee said in the beginning, we have growth journeys throughout our lives, different stages of growth that we go through. So you could totally apply that in any of those stages. And then when we resist slowing down, we can miss that like opportunity of wisdom, right? That moment of clarity that we get, whether that's from our own thoughts, whether that's from God, whether that's something someone says that sparked like clarity in you, right? If you're so busy and you're not able to like take that pause and have that moment of quiet or of calm, you're not going to receive that. Um,
Hmm.
so again, it's that reminder, like, even if it's just 5 minutes, at the end of the day, before you go to sleep, just those 5 minutes, those 10 minutes, a shower, when you're in the shower, sometimes that's me, okay? I be loving my showers. That is when
Yes.
I like am in Zen mode. I'm in that shower and I'm just like,
La 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 la
be
la.
chilling in there, like, it's nice, it's quiet, it's
Yeah.
warm, you know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
like
it's nice and
bothering
comfy in
me.
there. So yeah, that's like my safe space. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So, um, we're gonna talk about part three now, which is trusting your own timeline, right? So we've talked about like that fast pace, rush, rush, rush. We talked about that slowing down and allowing yourself to feel that calm so you can allow those things to come to you instead of you having to rush, rush, rush towards it, right? And then now I want to talk about trusting the timeline because that's really hard as well, especially if you're seeing other people or if your family has expectations on your timeline or if your spouse has expectations or if you're literally internalizing these expectations that no one else is thinking about but you're
Yeah.
putting on yourself, right?
Hmm.
Um so I want to remind everyone, like, everyone's journey looks different, right? Jovi's journey is different, my journey is different, Nika's journey is different, Octavia's journey is different. So each one of us have a different journey, but that's for a reason. We all have something to bring. We all have something to share to inspire other people, um, or to help people not compare, right? Because comparison makes us impatient and it really steals that joy, right? So trusting our timeline is basically, it means that you're believing that your growth isn't late, that it's right on time, right? So, with that being said, I have a question for Joey. How have you learned to trust your own pace, even when it feels like others are moving faster?
Um, I've learned to trust my own pace just through life. Because I went through the comparison phase. I went through the why is everybody else getting it and not me? Why am I having all of these limitations? Um, and so I just learned to trust my timeline and just, I don't know, just accept, again, just accept everything like I'm supposed to be. Again, I'm going back to I'm supposed to be where I'm supposed to be, right? And so it helps me like accept myself. It helps me find joy in the things that I'm doing. Um, and so, yeah, I think that that's all it boils down to as far as trusting my timeline is just appreciating where I'm at, not putting those expectations on me, enjoying what life gives me, even if it is not easy. There's lessons in everything. Through those lessons, I'm able to help others. Through those lessons, I'm able to, there's inspirations in those lessons. Things come out of that, like so just trusting your own timeline, trusting your own talents, trusting your own gifts, just trusting yourself is going to be important. And I think at this age, that's what I'm learning to do. And I have to tell you, I've never been happier since I'm
Aw,
just doing my own thing.
I love that. Let's give it up for Jovi doing her own
Thank you.
thing. And scene.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Nika said comparison is a thief of joy. I can read. I'm sorry, guys. Octavia says laws of attraction says ever. Yep. Everything that's meant to be, you won't have to force. Yes, I love that. I feel like getting another lesson in this. Yes. Yeah. And then Karen said, realize it didn't make me happy to compare myself. I trust my time always comes in divine timing. Yup. I love it because it's like there are things, and I feel like it's on purpose, obviously, right? So it's part of life for us to like get hit with that like comparison, and then get hit with that why not me, get hit with that but why, or I don't deserve this, or I deserve this. um so when you finally get hit with that realization, like, girl, stop. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Because 9 times out of 10 we're doing it to ourselves, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like having to rewire the way that we think and the way that we process where we are in life and what lessons we've gone through, what lessons we have to learn. Um, there's a reason why we go through that, and there's a reason why we had to have that timeline or that growth journey that we went through, so one day we could have conversations like this. And maybe, Jovi, you, by sharing the way that you speak, you touch Karen, and maybe by me sharing that what I've been through and the lessons that I've had to go through, I touch Nika, and Nika can share something on here and she could touch the next person. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's what it's all about, you know?
Yeah, people think that the world is so much bigger than you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you are the star of your own show, right? But and I don't know what people's belief system is, right? But I feel like when you get here, it's just like, okay, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. But when God uses you, or when you're being used, you're kind of being guided into maybe different areas that might have been off of your chosen path, right? But along the path, like you said, you are touching pivotal like pieces in people's lives that you never know what they do with that information and how they branch off of that. You know what I mean? You never know how you touch somebody. You never know how you inspire somebody. And maybe that was your point. You know what I mean? Because your legacy is not left in money. Like if you die, you can bury me with $1 million, but I can't really use it where I'm going. I
Exactly.
can afford a big house, but I can't really use it where I'm going. The only thing that actually gets left is how the feelings that I left people with. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How did I help somebody? How did I encourage somebody? How did I impact somebody's life? Because that is what's going to be carried on.
Yep.
Money gonna come and go so far. The house could be taken away. There's nothing you can bring.
Hmm.
But when you go to wherever you're going, what did you do? How did you help somebody? How did you impact somebody? You just never know.
Hmm. And that's powerful, because that's the truth. Like, at the end of the day, once we're done with this life, what are we doing with it, right? Like, we're gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the only thing that's left is the impact that we've done, like you said. And it's funny that I'm saying this, but my kids, because look who came in. Say hi.
Hello.
This is my
Hi.
youngest, Josiah.
He looks
Titi
just
Chichi's
like me.
here. You want to say hi to
I'm just
Titi?
playing.
That's my
Hi.
friend Jovi. Oh, same. J-O, Jovee, Josiah.
Mm-hmm. What a JoJo is.
Did you see his face? He was like,
All
that
right.
don't even make no
He's
sense.
like, all right.
Mira, un besito, but I gotta finish, okay? Un besito.
Wait,
Mm, gracias.
mommy,
Huh?
can I get my water?
Yeah, go get your water. Alright, but close my door, okay? Gracias. So hilarious that literally when I was talking about this. Love
And
you.
my bestie just joined. Hey, Fierce.
Aww.
Fierce
Hey,
Rebel.
bestie.
I love her. But yeah,
Sorry.
that's basically because me and her, we have these conversations all the time. Like, so it's so funny that we're actually talking about this because we this is what we talk about all day long.
Mm. I love this stuff. I could talk about this stuff all the time. I don't know. I feel like this is the stuff that's needed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely, because it's relatable and it's real. And I think a lot of us need real and less influence, if that makes any sense. Because I guess,
1000%. Yeah.
we could be considered as influential, but it's just so real and so relatable.
Hmm.
Not dressed up in fancy captions and edits.
Yep. Yep. Honestly, that's why I used to do all these cute little captions and stuff, part one, part two, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna post my stuff. Like, you can watch it if you want to watch it. And if you're called to watch it, you're gonna watch it. Because the thing is, it's like that stuff takes time to edit, first of all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd rather be spending time with my kids right now than adding a little thing that says part one on my video. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pick and
Right.
choose your
No,
time.
seriously. Seriously, no, I get it. But I really love what you do because I think a lot of what you bring to your lives is the reflection that some people really need to ask themselves these questions. And I think your live and by coming to these lives and you asking those questions, I think it really helps people to be present because it causes them to reflect. And reflection is very important when you're trying to be present. Like, what am I doing? These questions are really important to ask yourself. You need to check in with yourself sometimes. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, that's what's really important is the information that you give us on the live. So yeah, we appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Jovee. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yes.
Octavia.
Oh,
She said, Child, I haven't posted for my business in a little bit. I honestly like the in person interactions versus social. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And honestly, though, Octavia went live a few times while she was doing her client's hair, and I actually love that because it was really
yeah,
cool.
that was
I'm not gonna
cool.
lie.
It was cool.
Um, yeah, it was good to see her like in her zone of genius, like just doing her thing. Like, I don't know, I just love to see people doing something that they love, and it looks so easy when they do it, but you know that it's not easy at all. It's pretty
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah, because after 5 minutes
Um,
of sitting on my feet, you gonna get these curls with me sitting down.
ooh, and I know her shoulders are strong. You probably got some strong shoulders. Like having to hold your arms up for all that
Ooh.
time. I was doing an exercise the other day, and it was upper body, and I had to do like this thing like this.
Oh no.
I was thinking about Octavia. I said she got to do this all day. How she do this?
I gotta put my arms down.
Oh, Octavia said, I just like to show how casual the experience can be. I feel like the hair industry has become a little mean. Yes, that's true. That's true. It's crazy. Um, okay. So I have one more question. And it's what advice would you give someone who feels like they're behind in their life?
Mm. Um, I would have them first download ChatGPT. It's like I'm just playing. That's my go-to. Okay, ChatGPT will organize your life.
I love ChatGPT. Okay,
Love it down.
we're
Okay,
not gonna talk about ChatGPT in a bad way in this live. Okay.
I love it down. But seriously, you first need to sit down. Um, this is what I would suggest. You write down all the things that are going well. You write down the things that you wish are going better. And then with those things that you wish you could go better or will make you feel like you're more in line with whatever timing you have for yourself, then you need to write down all the things that you need to do to get there. And then you have to assess, am I willing to do that to get there? You know what I mean? Because you really like again, it's reflection, it's writing down, it's going back to the drawing board. It's about like, do I really want this? You have to ask these questions of where you feel like you should be and versus where you desire to be, where you want to be, or where you are called to be. You know what I mean? So first assess that, but understand that there is no wrong. Hold on. Hey Alexa, off. I gotta be telling my kids to tell them. I have to
She got
set
mad
alarm
that
for
you talked
Alexa to
about
remind me to be a
ChatGPT.
mom. Go make your lunch. Uh, but yeah, I feel like the timing is never over until you die. Then your timing is up. You have all the time in the world. You literally have all the time in the world. Now it's what you make time for. And that's where accountability comes in. That's where reflection comes in. That's where a plan comes in. And that's where your seriousness is tested. So there is no timeline. And I wish we would stop that. There is no timeline. Until you're dead, you got all the time in the world to accomplish what you say you want to accomplish.
Yeah. I love that. There's no timeline, y'all. Okay?
Doesn't
I
exist.
love that. I love it because at the end of the day, you're so right. Like we create the timeline.
Right.
like even time itself, I know I'm getting a little off topic here and it's like a little
No,
sci-fi
it's
weirdness.
good.
But like time is a construct. Like it
Exactly.
doesn't exist. We
Exactly.
created time. So it's like if we put it into context like that, then yeah, we have all
Yeah.
the time.
People say, I got to get married by 20. And because you're trying to fit this certain timeline, you marry an ass. Can I curse on here? An asshole. You marry that, and
Mm-hmm.
then that sets you back. Now you got trauma. You know what I mean? And you're depressed
Right.
because you feel like, you weren't able to stick with it. It's just like there is no timeline. Allow life to happen to you. Make sure that you show up every day. Make sure that you're trying every day. And sometimes life will shift those gears for you. Follow it. Follow the wave. You know what I mean? Just follow the wave. Literally.
I love
It
that. Nika said the limit doesn't exist in caps. Yes, exactly. And then society wants us to feel that time is limited, but it's not. Exactly. And then Gabi, which I think it's actually my mom using my sister's account because she don't have a TikTok, so she be using my sister's. We have to
oh,
learn to go at our own pace instead of comparing ourselves to others. Exactly. Exactly. I love that. Thank you so much, Joey. That was a perfect answer. And you put
yes.
things into like a different, I don't know, the way you explain stuff is just so easy to like understand and like digest, if that makes sense.
Well, that's good. Thank you. It's only because I had to do the work. I had to do it. Yeah. That's simply it. And I want all of us, I want everybody that's on this live that took the time to come, that took the time to participate. You know, I want all of us to understand that, there's a lot that we have in us. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be compared to anything because the what we came into this world with is what we came into this world with uniquely. And if we
Mm-hmm.
stop comparing and stop trying to force and trying to meet other people's deadline, if we stop that, then we can gradually and genuinely move forward to what we were always meant to do. And we're going to be much happier for it. We're going to feel
Yeah.
much more happier just doing that than trying to meet everybody else's expectation and timeline. Like, you guys deserve it. We deserve it. We deserve to be at our most authentic self, our happiest version of ourselves, and then to be happy with where exactly where we're at. And so, in order to do that, you have to shed a lot of these projections, these timelines, these societal rules, this comparison, shame, guilt, all of that has to be shedded. And you do that by fully accepting yourselves. That means flaws, um, your skill
Mm-hmm.
set, like your talents, every version of yourself you have to accept and stop putting yourself on a timeline. If I
Yeah.
wanted to quit my job and say I want to be a doctor now at 43, if that's really what I wanted to do, I'll do it.
Hello.
So what? I'll be a doctor at 92 years old. But if it's something I wanted to do, then it's going to be
Now I can
good.
diagnose myself. Okay.
Exactly.
Ay, ay, ay. No, I love that. That's awesome. So I'm curious. I want to ask you guys here on the live, what's something that you've been working towards that has taken longer than you expected? So what's something that you've been working towards that's taking longer than expected? For me, it's my weight loss journey.
That's
But it's
okay.
okay because I love my body. It's getting me
You love your
through.
body.
It's got me through so much.
And your
And
body is
yeah.
curvy, thick, and beautiful. And that's
Yo.
that. Um,
Mama said be debt free. Yup.
ooh,
That's a
nice.
big one.
Loving myself fully and deeply, fierce rebel. Yes.
Oh, I love that. Nika said same for me, Karina. Yup. It's hard, but we got this. Okay, we got this. We gonna get it done.
Get her done.
Hmm. Let's see. Karen said being consistent with hiking and working out. I'm finally getting there though. Okay, good job. I love that.
You can say I'm working
And
on
then I
my
have
health.
one last question for y'all on the live. What's one lesson that you've learned during the wait period? So during the waiting period, what's one lesson that you've learned? For me, I've learned that that's when I get my answers. That's when I get like I don't know, how do you call that? The light bulb moment is usually when I finally like sit down and I'm just like, bruh, I'm gonna have to wait.
Nah. Clarity is mine. Clarity.
Mm. Yeah, I love that.
Yes, consistency in all areas. Man, consistency. Whew. That's
Yeah.
never been my strong suit.
Yep. How about we say that hasn't been my strong suit yet? Because you
I
got
don't
time.
know.
Ain't no
Yeah, I got
timeline.
time. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
I got time. Uh-huh.
Yep.
I consistently go to work.
There you go. That's receipts that you could do it.
Yes, my friend said patience is the best teacher. That's what she's
Mm,
learned in her waiting period is patience.
I love that. That's hard for me too.
Yeah.
But we got this.
Yeah. Man, I'm too old to be worried no more. I'm just like, all right. Okay.
I love that.
Wow.
Octavia said, I'm learning to let go and have faith in myself. I love that, Octavia. Period.
Not that.
Okay. So I want to do a quick little recap of the big takeaways, right? So we established that growth is not a race. It's something that's individual to each of us, right? It's something that we kind of learn through as we go through that journey, right? Patience allows you to grow deeper, but not faster, because that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid getting into that like rushing hamster wheel, trying to catch up. We don't want to have that mindset when we're trying to be in that growth journey. We have to have that patience, right? And that calm and clarity moment. And then of course trusting the process and trusting yourself. Um, Trust the process and trust that you have all the tools that you need to get through it. Because at the end of the day, you've been through your lessons, you've been through your obstacles, you've overcome so much already. So you're fully equipped to like deal with anything else that comes towards you, right? So just lean into that. Know that trusting yourself and trusting your journey is what you need. You got the tools that you need for it.
Yes. Absolute.
Um, Sorry. Say it again. What'd you say?
I said absolute. I
Mhm.
going out.
Hey, it's okay. I be doing random British accents.
I promise I don't have Tourette's, but I just blurt out things sometimes.
No, you know what's crazy? Sometimes I'll be like at the grocery store and the person will be checking me out and they'll give me my receipt and I'll be like, "Thank you." Like, and then they look at me like, "You weren't British 3 minutes ago. Like, why are you British now?"
Like, mind your business. You better take this British accent.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Not
I
with
don't
these
know.
tariffs going up. You gonna take a British accent.
It just comes out. Octavia said that's what I do with songs. Yo. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my gosh. So I want to leave you guys with an affirmation. Um, so either write it down or remember to watch this on replay. The affirmation is I am exactly where I need to be. My growth is unfolding in perfect time. So I'm going to say that again. I'm exactly where I need to be. My growth is unfolding in perfect time. So I want you to have that handy for those times where, you know, because at the end of the day, we're not perfect, right? We're going to fall into those moments where we start comparing ourselves, when we start becoming overwhelmed of where we are in life, or when we start looking to the people around us like, oh, why do they have it and I don't? And things like that. At the end of the day, it happens to us all, right? But it's now that you have the tools, now that you have that, like, you can recognize when you're getting into those mindsets, right? That's the key, like knowing when to recognize that you're falling into that trap again and catching yourself before you go down that rabbit hole. And an affirmation is a really good way of like grounding yourself and reminding yourself of, I'm exactly where I need to be. Like, why am I worried about all of this right now? This is where I need to be right now. And my growth is unfolding in perfect time, because at the end of the day, it's my journey. And like Jovee said, we don't got no timeline. So the perfect time is now, right? So I just want you guys to have that in your mind, have that handy in case you ever need to kind of revisit it, just for a quick little reminder, like, hey, get it together. Like, let's get back to ourselves. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. And especially with me and Jovee, I hope this conversation reminds everyone that patience is not a weakness, and to trust your journey. And as we step into October, you know, fall is it's coming, right? Especially for us, me and Jovee, we're in, like, closer to the northern states. I'm in Maryland, and you're in Pennsylvania, yeah?
Jersey now.
Oh, you're in Jersey? Oh, so I feel like you might be closer now.
It's probably the same because where I was in Pennsylvania was only 26 minutes from where I'm at now.
Oh,
so.
okay. I forget that they're all so like close to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're starting to see like the fall weather. We're starting to see the leaves change. And that's why I felt like this was the perfect time to do this talk. I feel like the fall weather is such like a parallel to how we are in our lives. At the end of the day, we're a part of the earth. So the same cycles, the same seasons that the earth goes through, we go through. I don't know if y'all notice, but in fall, you start feeling like it's time to let go of all this things that you've been carrying throughout the year. You start noticing the weight that things carry when you hold on to them around this time. And then winter is like that time where you kind of go into hermit mode, and you want to hide, and you want to be in the coziness, and you want to stay inside, and you want to be in the dark sometimes, but you don't want to be in the dark, and you need the light. So it's like that weird combination of like, I want to be by myself, but I still need light. And then you have the spring, you know, where you feel like you're coming back to life. You have all this new energy that's coming and that's surging. And then summer is like that heat, right? Like that's the peak of when you feel that excitement and when you feel all this desire, for like your goals and things like that. So I felt like this season was the perfect time to talk about, you know, shedding all those old mindsets, shedding all these things that we've been carrying, and just really opening yourself up to the new year, to look at it in a different light, to start it in a different way. Sorry, I know that was long-winded, but yeah, like I felt inspired to share that, because at the end of the day, we're part of the earth. So anything that affects the earth, it affects the animals, it affects us, it affects everything. So I just felt like I wanted to make that connection with y'all today.
It was a great connection because in the fall, literally the leaves fall. So it is release. It is shedding. It's a shedding period. So that was perfect.
Oh, thank you, Jovee. But with that being said, as we step into October, I'm going to be starting a new series about building resilience and motivation, because I know around this time it's kind of easy to push things off for the new year, because that's what everybody does. Oh, it's okay, I'll meet that goal next year, or I'll do this next year. I don't need to do that right now. But basically, if you've been feeling stuck, this is going to give you those tools. This is going to give you that encouragement that you need to keep moving. And if you're ready to dig even deeper, I'm going to be launching my workshop pretty soon. So just stay tuned. It's going to be a 2-part reset workshop. It's going to be happening later this month. And I'll be spending 2 evenings together with you guys, uncovering who you are beneath all that noise, creating a reset framework so you stop feeling like behind and you start trusting that path that you envision in yourself. So I'll be sharing all the details soon, so stay tuned with that. And I really want to thank again to Jovee for joining me tonight and for everybody in this live for showing up, not only for us, but showing up for you, because your patience is your power. And I want you guys to feel empowered every time that I'm on live, every time that Jovee speaks. I want you to feel those words and I want you to feel empowered in yourself. Because at the end of the day, we're speaking from our experience, but your experience is also very powerful.
Amen. Amen.
Jovee, do you have anything you want to say?
Thank you for having me. It was a great time per usual. I really had a great time, and thank you for sharing your perspectives and some things that I can also take back after this live. So thank you everyone who joined, and thank you.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I hope everyone has an awesome night. And again, thank you, Jovee, so much for your time. And thank you everyone that showed up to the live. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. I hope y'all have a great night. Love y'all. Bye.